hammer it into those corners and just try to keep it in there forever. Like now, especially with the twin drive, just going to have so many hits to keep putting it back in there. And what return to form is going to look to do is just keep possession for as long as they possibly can.
Well, heading into the game itself, we'll have to see if that is what happens in the game. Finny versus Aimee, that goalie matchup is always very, very interesting to watch, especially with how much Moffin has played the pick. Of course, the Juno being taken away from Pensando. That guy is so good at that character. Good at the Aimee as well, but there's a very big difference between the Juno and the Aimee, I gotta say.
Yeah, the Juno, I think it's a weird fit on this map specifically, but I'm sure he's played it enough to be comfortable. But yeah, like you said, you can go really offensive, really defensive, and yeah, the Aimee kind of helps you help on that offense. So we'll see what they can do, and they really just want to stay on offense for as long as possible because of that corner pressure that return to form has.
Return to form, pushing up with that aforementioned corner pressure here. Core speed coming in from Hook resets drone, and Leo Leon sinks it in for the first goal, a swift point. And also note how much chip damage they did. Zaxmack almost died, and if return to form can consistently press the offense like that, that is just their win condition.
Yeah, exactly. And I think also the kickoffs are going to be so important. As you see, they're setting up for that corner, and Hook resets finds one already. As soon as they lose kickoff, it's just so much harder to come back into these points for Modern Magic.
Yeah, they're struggling. 2 barriers against none. Carmine, great on the Rasmus historically, but we'll have to pull out a lot of magic here, and Moffin is good enough on the strikes to prevent that. Once again, pushing into the corner is Carmine, but Leo and Hook drop back to help, and Zaxmack ambushed at the portal, but Carmine sends it forward once again, and with all this meter buildup, we might be seeing some flips come out soon, but it's really tough when Pensando is forced to burn so many cooldowns just trying to defend barely.
Yeah, and Modern Magic, once again, just getting so much chip on them, so much offensive pressure, even though they have I guess both goalies really offensively, but so far return to form looking like they're confident on this map pick.
Yeah, and Hook resets to the Leon pushing forward, interrupted by Pensando, a critical interrupt to stop the return to form offense from going. Zaxmack with the Hail Mary Giga Blast, and Carmine on the crossfire finds the barrier, wins the Strike Wars, but can't quite finish for the goal. And now with the flip available on Moffin, things can change quite swiftly. Carmine, flip available in front of the net, stolen away by Moffin to the other side of the world. And both teams not quite getting the offense they need to close this point out.
Yeah, all the energy gone now, and it's just going to come down to strikes and abilities. Carmine trying to push forward with that secondary, but waste it, and now out of all of his abilities, we'll see if Leo Leon can push through with the secondary behind it, but he's not able to. Pass down to the bottom, and Hook resets is the one that puts it in after a long point.
Very well done by Leo Leon, recognizing that the Strike Wars weren't going in his favor, and Hook resets positioning for the goal. It's tough, though. I think Modern Magic putting up a much better fight in that second point, and their defensive capability with the speed on Kai is really coming through when Zaxmack drops back, when the barrage does its magic against the single hit of now.
Yeah, as long as they're able to stay alive and not get too behind on the kickoff, I think that speed is going to really help them out. You know, even though Now has this twin drive, so does Kai, and he's always going to win that battle, so they have the speed advantage, but they just really need to try to stay alive and not get on the back foot too much, because it's going to be a hard job for Pensando.
Really, really big KO coming out for Leo Leon. Pensando doesn't commit on the flip, though. That could have maybe stolen the point away, but instead now they're forcing the corner defense once again. Another KO. The power play continues, and with the flip available on Leo Leon, it's looking curtains as he just picks the right time, but no, it's deflected away by Carmine point blank. Another try for return to form to the bottom side. Hook resets, still maintaining control, but a good strike war by Carmine now, and Zaxmack barraging it forward. It's saved still, but Carmine with the pendulum swing will turn the point around.
Yeah, they keep this set alive. Pensando, like you said, kind of burned that flip and didn't get much out of it, but they were still able to hold Leo Leon a little bit too hasty with the flip himself, and I think felt like he missed an opportunity to use it, and then he had to, and just went nowhere. And a great hold, and now they'll keep this set alive.
Carmine's individual play has been great as well, looking to 1v3 in the corner and getting a barrier out of it. Not even a barrier traded back by return to form as they look to play in the corner once again. It's looking not the easiest, though, as Zaxmack on the double goalie defense is looking solid as ever. And Carmine, another 1v3 to the resume, another 2 barriers taken, and the goal opened up in the favor of Modern Magic.
Yeah, both teams looking like the corner offense is just unstoppable. The offensive goalies are really not able to hold for very long, especially against these brawler picks who both do so well at punishing those missed strikes.
Carmine flip available, pushing all the way forward, and Zaxmack comes in on the late strike to bring us all the way to a 0.5 here. Modern Magic, at the start, they look shaky, but they recovered so well, and now they're playing like a well-oiled machine. I think Return to Form are the ones who need to get something together because they haven't been able to mount a consistent offense.
Yeah, they can't keep it on that side, and you know, the synergy from Zaxmack and Carmine, even though it's a different roster than at the start, they've played together before. And, you know, you saw in that last point, it was perfect. And now Pensando finding the synergy, passing ahead, but they now have their goal open.
Flip available for Leo Leon, could turn this point around in just an instant, but Carmine's lurking in the corner. Zaxmack flip available, trying to make sure that Leo can't get a clean shot. Barrier still not taken though. Leo Leon still being very, very patient with all of this energy. One flip's all it takes to close this out against the not very defensive goalies on both sides. And a shot by Moffin across the entire map. No one was expecting that. All eyes were on Leo Leon's flip, and while they're distracted, they're misdirected.
Yeah, perfect play from Moffin, because that was the only spot that Pensando had to clear. Covered it, and it was really just a checkmate situation because your only other option was to hit it into the X with core flip. You see the chrono boost here, which is going to be really important on this map. We were talking about the speed. With that and fight or flight showing up, it'll be interesting to see if one team can get both of those. Because if the Now gets it here, they don't go for it. So it will be Kai getting chrono boost. Finny takes away the fight or flight from Rasmus. And then most of the other picks are going to go toward damage or just general cooldowns, the extra special, the rapid fire. And Catalyst, always a strong pick. But you see, I think Modern Magic has to be pretty happy because they're the ones who had a forward get a speed pick here, whereas Moff and Kui, it'll help the fight or flight, but it was more of a deny.
Absolutely. I think there were a lot of denies on the side of Return to Form. Leo Leon's extra special was most of it, but there's the 1-2 punch. There's the little bit of power on Carmine really coming through. That's a brawler off the board, but the goal's still being defended by Return to Form. The barrage comes in, and once again, they're weak against the Kai barrage multi-hits. This is a team without many creations, multi-hits, whatever, to really deal with that ability, and it really sets up Carmine to send forward, but Pensando is the one who sends the core backwards by accident, and the play fizzles out as Leo Leon hook resets, try to push and find a barrier for the first time in what seems like ever. They mount an offense, and they should be able to push up, but no, it's Carmine once again who just distracts everybody and somehow manages to survive as well, dodging away from everything.
Yeah, this is that KO pressure you're worried about, but so far Zaxmack and Carmine are staying alive, and they have the goal open now. Pensando has the core flip. We'll see if he uses it offensively. Two are burned out on the side of Modern Magic. It's sent up to Zaxmack, who's trying to find it with the barrage, but a great clear from Moff and Kui. They keep it alive, but Zaxmack just intercepting every single pass with the chrono boost.
And now Moffin's in a dangerous situation. Carmine might be almost dead, but there's an almost in that phrase. Leo Leon, though, pushing to the top side. Fireball Sentry defensive from Pensando. And now Carmine's back with a vengeance, looking to send to the top side. Zaxmack with the rebound again on death's door, but not quite there. Still surviving as Moffin sends it to the other side of the field. Carmine picks it up once more, and Moffin's got to be so careful, but the core goes a little bit too fast, and the pendulum swing doesn't connect. And once again, it's just stalling at the midfield, and this X is going to have such a hard time as Leo Leon goes for a strike war win. But again, the immobile X not getting too many chances, needs to find the KO, finds the power play, and eventually will find the goal.
Yeah, Zaxmack, it felt like was staggered for that entire point, at least the entire overtime. He kept finding ways to stay alive, but finally goes down there, and there was nothing Pensando could do at that point. Zaxmack kind of just taking over both the midfield, and especially on this map, able to turn that into instant offense, especially with the weakness that Return to Form has against that Kai barrage. So we'll see if he can find ways to keep staying alive, as it looks like Carmine might be the one going down here.
Carmine down, but the speed in the midfield from Zaxmack does mean the core is being interrupted quite a bit while Leo Leon and Hook resets try to push forward. They do find one barrier. If they can maintain one, though, Modern Magic get out of it alive, and with the barrier to speak of, a lot of meter built up on pretty much everyone in this game. As the play sent forward by Modern Magic, the now secondary actually backfires on them as Carmine pushes forward to the top corner, deflected away by Return to Form, and a flip goes out from Hook resets. That energy gone. An advantage for Modern Magic as Zaxmack interrupts the awkward dribble in the middle with a barrage to the top side, And Modern Magic, I think, it just feels like even though this game is so close, even though Return to Form is in the lead, Modern Magic are controlling the pace.
Yeah, that point has to hurt because it was a bell ringer that found the first barrier and a now mine that found the second one. So just hurting themselves here when it feels like you said, Modern Magic's playing so well and like you have to do everything right. Can't be having those unforced errors on your own side. But yeah, just controlling the pace, and with that speed that they got in that last draft, it's really apparent that they're the ones in control.
Bit of a Pensando masterclass in this point, defending the barrier with an amazing strike war against Leo Leon, and now trying to push on the offense as well. Carmine beating Moffin in the corner now as Pensando looks for an opportunity ahead. Zaxback, ton of meter available, trying to find a chance to use it that isn't on the defensive end. Moffin, last second save, but it goes back to Carmine. Pensando sets up the firewall sentry, and Modern Magic take a little bit of a lead here.
Yeah, beautiful play with the hook into the firewall sentry. It's not Juno, but Pensando is still able to make that offensive pressure felt. And now they have a big energy advantage, especially just on Zaxmack being able to push that corner and have the core flip. So they find a KO with the Giga Blast, and this might be what they need to even up this game.
Importantly, Zaxback doesn't eat that misdirection, doesn't take the chip damage, is very, very healthy. Forces a flip out by barraging and takes it for the barrier. Now, with an open net, it is Modern Magic's time to take the sets evened up here. And although Carmine is hurt, that guy doesn't die too easily. Pushing forward still, looking for the pendulum swing, surviving through the portal and getting the orb, and still maintaining a 2-barrier lead.
Yeah, able to stay alive through that, but Leo Leon is chasing him down. He ran out of punches, so Carmine will continue to stay alive, and Pensando will keep both of these up. But now it's Zaxmack who goes down, and it might be falling apart for Modern Magic.
Really, really good pass to bypass the hook, but now Carmine is back. Top side, finding the dribbles, finding the strike or wins. Hook resets, flip, stuffed away by Carmine. And a glitch pop is so scary with all the core speed, but Hook resets through the portal, finds the gap, and Zaxmack not ready to cover it. It's 2-2, it's a 0.5, and Return to Form can still be the ones to win this set.
Yeah, Zaxmack just spawned, and his immediate reaction was to run down, but he left that corner open. Hook resets with a beautiful goal. And now we head to another 0.5.
0.5, but this time it looks like Return to Form might have an early lead. Oh, but the big finish doesn't quite catch it in the right way to clear it cleanly. And one barrier is already down on Return to Form side. Leo Leon's taken so much chip damage. Carmine and Zaxmack are healthy at the moment, and that is bad news for Return to Form, where even when they were the ones dealing the damage, they were having trouble, and now the core's in the corner. A really tough spot, but they managed to fish it out, and Leo Leon advances to the far side.
Yeah, and even though it's not really considered a defensive goalie, Moffin Q is doing such a good job of holding that corner. And now Leo Leon pushing that corner of his own. Hook resets, covering the off angle. And if they can find one goal here, they'll take a dominant 2-0 lead. But the bell ringer sends it backwards. And now they'll have to reset and try to get back on offense against all that speed.
Oh, really awkward flip, but Moffin makes the best of a bad situation. Make sure to maintain that barrier. Hook resets, going for a pass. Leo Leon trying to find the shot, has the strike reset, and Return to Form make the comeback. They return to the lead, prevent the tie from coming through. They find another draft with them in the first pick. But a little bit unfortunately, the goalie being first pick is a little rough in this meta where speed is all over the place, but given the awakenings that are in this draft, maybe not the worst thing in the world, especially with something like Deadeye being such a strong pick.
Yeah, Deadeye perfect for Finny, and you take it away from the Amy too. And, you know, that'll help you continue to keep Zaxmack out of those points. Also, Carmine, both of them have been getting pushed down. The size on X and the size on Now, you double deny, and I think it'll also just help you in those strike wars and keeping it in that corner. You just take up so much space that there's nowhere to escape on this map. And you see some survivability, you know, a spark apiece go onto the forwards of Modern Magic, but this is exactly the kind of draft Return to Form needed, even though they didn't get the speed.
Carmine in particular having the best out of that draft. I feel like getting a ton of stagger will be much tankier, a lot harder to stagger like in that previous set. And although it isn't speed, it's still more presence on the map. I don't think that guy needs speed to be the threat in the corner, 1v3ing over and over again, but this time it's deflected away by Moffin and hook resets. And now Zaxmack could be the main focal point of the offense of Return to Form. The Kai is very squishy after all, and Moffin is doing quite decently in the 1v1s versus Carmine on this Finny.
Yeah, doing really well in those corners, and you know, as long as it's not the barrage, I think Moffin's done such a fantastic job holding with the Finny. When Zaxmack's able to get in there uncontested and unstaggered, that's when they've really struggled on defense. But right now they're just Leo Leon setting up a wall and keeping him out of the point enough that it hasn't been a problem.
Oh, really tough spot for Pensando, forced to burn the flip. And still 2 barriers down. Zaxmack low, trying to find the Giga Blast, trying to find the Glitch Pop. But it just goes into the hands of Moffin, although it's now a dangerous spot for return to form as their barriers fall. Leo Leon and hook resets need to find a way out of this play. A built-up flip might be the ticket to the top side. Deflected by Pensando, perfect timing, has the read, and now return to form. They don't have the energy resources. Zaxmack is the closest to flip.
Yeah, and Zaxmack went for a cheeky play and just didn't see Leo Leon there or thought he'd have enough time. He started to walk away from the portal, and that's the kind of error you can't have, and that's why this is Return to Form's pick, I guess. They're ready for stuff like that, and Modern Magic maybe hasn't played it as much.
Yeah, that's the second time Zaxmack's been caught sleeping on that top portal. It's a little bit rough for Modern Magic. Both those points could have been in their favor had that not happened, but now it's a tough situation. Return to Form. It was once a close game, but now they're just marching forward 2 points away from closing out game 1. And with so much damage on Zaxmack, it seems like they're in a good spot to really push that lead.
Yeah, pushing the corner, they take Zaxmack out, and if they can convert this power play, they'll be just 1 point away. But Carmine with a huge strike war there is going to take out most of the time of this power play. Zaxmack on his way back, and Pensando has the flip up now to stay healthy on defense.
Flip available for Hook, though, and we've seen some magic with the portals created by the now midfield. Tough situation in the corner against Carmine, but Hook resets, wins just enough strike wars to get it out of there. Now Moffin, the one that might be looking for a flip play. A lot of space available, a flip away. Leo Leon trying to stun the goalie, but not the demon angle found. And Modern Magic stay alive, they get a barrier.
Yeah, now we're hitting overtime, and that Rasmus with the 1-2 punch just able to send it so fast past these defenders. Not able to find this last barrier yet as they get it up to Zaxmack. He's pushing, and the long-range barrage finds it through there. This big finish almost was disastrous, but they're still holding this corner. But now it goes down and both goals open.
Oh, and Moffin, a rare miss on the clear right to Zaxmack into the waiting arms. That's a point that Modern Magic will happily take. The pressure created by Carmine in the bottom corner was so scary that Moffin, really rare miss. But again, Modern Magic, that's exactly what they need to get back in the game.
Yeah, Carmine turned around the reverse power play to just keep it in that corner for the rest of the point, and you just never expect some of the speed that you see out of a Chrono Boost and Spark of Agility Kai. And it made that point happen, and now they'll stay alive here.
The reset's taking a lot of damage, healing up, and Zaxmack the one traded away by the misdirection from the Deadeye Finny. Such a dangerous ability and a good strike shot to save both barriers. Moffin creating a bit of magic himself in the bottom corner, as Carmine, though, with just enough reach, a flip available, now takes the barrier, and Modern Magic once again keeping the pace up on the offense.
Yeah, I talk so much about the corner pressure for Return to Form, but it's Carmine here pushing in. The big finish doesn't find it, and somehow the strike gets through both of them. Carmine finds a second point, both of those last two sort of on his own, and now Modern Magic has a chance to extend this game another set.
Carmine just creates so much pressure on this Rasmus pick, and Hook resets to Moffin. There had to be a really precise defense made. Hook was trying to pass the Moffin, but the strike cooldowns weren't quite linked up, and that led to the unfortunate own goal. But maybe this point is a turning point for Modern Magic. If they can win this one, they can go to another draft, really reset the situation, no longer be 1 point away from a Return to Form victory. And Carmine pushing to the bottom corner, lots of patience to the top side, but Leo has flip and just sends it away.
Yeah, they weren't able to get much out of that flip, and now Leo's going to have to push up Energyless. Pensando uses one of his own, but doesn't get much either, so none of the flips finding much value. And as I say that, a third flip doesn't really get anything, and now we're all back to square one.
Really dangerous situation now as Leo Leon Hook resets with the corner offense, but Zaxmack taking a ton of damage but staying alive, and Carmine steals away the core from Moffin, sends it right back from where it came. 3-1, a one set for Modern Magic, a potential comeback for Modern Magic, and that's exactly the player you need in first picks. Really, just anything in this draft, Spark of Focus will turn this game around.
Yeah, stole away that point, stole away the set, and they could steal away the game with a third spark going on to Rasmus here. You don't have the speed, but like you said, just all those cooldowns in the secondary, enough to still be a force to be reckoned with, as we saw in all 3 points that they got in that. Knife's Edge also going over to the Kai is going to mean even more speed. Stagger goes over to X, which isn't going to be too important, but a little bit more speed. And the perfect form landing on Now is going to be really important. I think both teams are really happy with this, but you just can't overlook the 3 sparks on Rasmus. And that might be exactly what they needed to turn this game around.
3-spark 1-2 punch is especially brutal in the core speed department, right? A single dribble from Carmine will just red core on the second shot so brutally, but right now it's all returned to form. A KO found onto the Kai, a long-range snipe from Muffin as Leo marches the core forwards, but they can't quite get it as Pensando finds a good interrupt, and now Carmine has control, and Modern Magic once again turned a completely lost point into a relatively competitive one here. They still got to be careful though, because Leo's pushing up, but a great barrage by Zach will bypass once again the card from Muffin. And again, it's really showing that the offense is really strong for him return to form, but one slip up and Modern Magic can get so much off of it.
Yeah, they might need to tell Zaxmack to just keep dying, because it seems like every time he does, something good happens from Carmine. They're pushing up here and they have it on the correct portal side, but 3 flips on the side of return to form are going to make it hard. One goes down, a second goes down, and it's matched by Pensando, and all of a sudden here we see Carmine turning another point around.
Almost that flip here. One more strike will do it. Finds the flip, finds the back pass. And Muffin, this flip is crucial, but it goes right into the waiting arms of Carmine. A great primary, though, from Hook will block away all the shot angles. But this portal play is scary. Zaxmack in position. Leo Leon, the big finish, sends it to the bottom side as Pensando looking for a passing angle right through to Leo. But Zach wins with yet another strike war. Carmine now going for the pendulum swing, but Muffin is the one who is there in time. And now Zach pushing forward with the barrage dribble. Carmine to the bottom side. A strike war win from Hook resets, and Leo Leon will finally get a clean shot at it. A dribble with the bell ringer and a point for return to form.
Yeah, I saw 2 times there. I think Carmine had a little bit too much power and tried to dribble, and the core just goes so fast, so far away from him so quickly that he didn't quite have control. So he's going to have to adjust to all the power and the 1-2 punch that he has in this build. But just so much able to happen, and what a hook. Finds the barrier from the other side, and now we'll see if he can score in the one-on-one here.
2 barriers up are Modern Magic. Such a dangerous spot for return to form. They've struggled in this situation so many times before in this game. And with Zaxmack and Pensando building up so much meter, that's also a threat they have to watch out for. A flip to Carmine could mean the end of this game. Well, not the game, just the points, but maybe prevent them from ending the game too soon. Amazing clear, though, from return to form. Sends it past Zaxmack, bypasses the flip, but the flip is used in the combo with the Giga Blast to take out the Brawler. And now Carmine has free reign, but an amazing striker from Hook resets will somehow get it out of there. Zaxmack unable to catch with the barrage as well. Return to form staying alive for the respawn.
Yeah, neither team really able to take care of or get a hold of those power plays this game, but now we find another one, but Pensando blinks in and finds another point in a reverse power play. You've seen that from both sides, just not coordinated enough on offense, and I think also just those gates portals allow you to stall out so much time. But Zaxmack went down and Pensando flew in and found it with the cyber swipe.
The later this game goes on, the scarier it gets for return to form. They need to figure out a way to end it here. But Carmine is such a threat, forcing out flips, putting on the pressure in the corner, and building up so much energy as well with the dribbles. Pensando's in there as well. Flip available, snuffed away by the triple take, and unable to find the barrier, though. Big opportunity for return to form. Big cooldowns burned from Modern Magic here.
Yeah, and every time Carmine uses that hook, the core is about as red as it can be. Not even in overtime, and it just flies through, so making such good use out of every single one. And Zaxmack with a perfect strike there, strike back to himself, and now Carmine puts it in, all 3 players involved. And Modern Magic firing on all cylinders here.
Maintaining a flip as well, high energy on all of Modern Magic, but the same can be said for return to form. But again, Carmine and Zach just so much scarier with the energy, right? They just have the speed to get into position, so those flips are so much more threatening. But this one, not quite, as it was a creative attempt, but I think Muffin had all the time in the world to react to that. And now the pressure is coming through. The best big finish of the game will take both barriers, but Carmine is still pushing forward.
Yeah, perfect big finish there, finds both. And now return to form has a chance to get it to a 0.5, and all that scaling could be for nothing. And now Primary almost sends it far enough, but it didn't quite have the angle to go into the goal. Flip from hook resets, burns it out from Pensando, but nothing yet. But Leo Leon with the strike reset puts it in the corner, and now Return to Form has a chance to put this game away.
The classic flip, the classic flick, I can't speak, from Leo Leon. Really just leading Pensando to believe it was the top corner, but instead it was the bottom. And Muffin with a flip available, this should be a pretty stable point for Modern Magic, but chaos occurring, both barriers down. This is where Modern Magic thrive, and Return to Form are really just in such a bad spot, especially with that KO coming through. Zaxmac was low, but without a brawler, that guy is not in any danger.
Yeah, they go down, they send it up to Carmine. He's carried so many of these points already, and now he sends it through. Somehow the strike shot didn't catch that one, and now we're going to go to a set 5, even more scaling on the side of Modern Magic. They had a chance, Return to Form there, to put it away, but now they keep them around. The only saving grace is that Carmine here is picking 5th.
Yeah, but is it really saving grace? I think that guy's done all the scaling that he needs to. So maybe it's actually good for Modern Magic. I don't know. But again, Scary Awakenings in the draft, I think the biggest one might be Unstoppable. Really good deny from Pensando, because if Muffin got that, Carmine would have a lot harder time. And overall, I think, once again, Modern Magic, very, very happy with the draft.
Yeah, you get the Stagger Swagger to help you stay alive, which has been one of the only ways Return to Form has found any consistency. So Carmine, just those 3 sparks, and now the Stagger Swagger, going to be so impossible to KO. And now the team player from Zaxmac's going to give both him and Carmine the opportunity to red core at will. And that'll just be so hard for Muffin and hook resets to deal with on defense.
Return to Form really need to win this map pick to have a good start to the series. Modern Magic trying to really just break Return to Form's unconventional map pick. Not many teams like Gates of Obscura. Return to Form is one of them, as they put up a lot of meter, find both barriers. But Carmine, once again, looking like a threat in the bottom corner. The pendulum swing does it again, but Leo Leon flip in front of the net, and Pensando can't react to that in time. Such a fast-paced point, but really good on Return to Form to not let Carmine get out of control.
Yeah, another one of those cases where the core speed for Carmine was a bit of a double-edged sword, as it sent it so fast back at Leo Leon, who had the flip, and there was just no chance really for Zaxmac or Pensando to interrupt that play. But Carmine now has it in the corner, not able to find anything yet, and we'll see what they can do with all this core speed on Zaxmac and Carmine.
All this core speed, all this energy on Pensando as well, but hook resets once again, now Primary perfect, but the strike war is even better for Modern Magic until right then. 2 missed strikes mean 2 missed barriers. A good flip, but a KO onto Zaxmac, and if one flip, pass forward, looking for the end of this point are Leo Leon and hook resets. Pensando just defending so desperately. Pensando trying so hard, but in the end, the deficit is too much to overcome, and Return to Form once again are at match point.
Yeah, full stacks already for now as well. I mean, we said like it looked for like another great draft for Modern Magic, but Return to Form has just returned to the form that they had in that first set, and now they have a chance to put this away rather quickly and not let them scale anymore.
Flipping Carmine to start the offense, but again, the core a little bit too fast. Double barrier averted. Crisis averted from Return to Form as they try to play a stable game. Go for a slow strike war against Pensando. Take it away from Carmine. I think hook resets is making sure that Carmine can't get those hook plays that transition the offense so quickly. And that's really turning the tide for Return to Form as Leo Leon gets both barriers and finds a clean goal to finish it off.
Yeah, what a strike on that last play. They kept Zaxmac out of the play for that entire point. He just had to hide in the corner and wasn't able to help Pensando really like he wanted to at all. So Return to Form, a bit of a scare there, almost got reverse swept. So many close sets in that series, but they were dominant in the last one, and they got back to what helped them be confident on that pick.
Yeah, taking a look at the scoreboard, that was a long game. Muffin breaking the 300 redirect mark, many others very, very close behind, and I'm surprised there weren't more KOs. Like, there were a lot, don't get me wrong, but there was a lot of damage, and I think the whole team of Modern Magic did a very good job of surviving, a really good job of staying in there, but in the end, Return to Form just pushed up very well. If they got to push together as a unit, they had a pretty good success rate, and that really, really helped.
Yeah, like you said, something like 130, 120,000 damage there, but only 10 KOs in what was a 29-minute game. And so, yeah, they did just such a good job of surviving, and that's what allowed them to get it to 5 sets, Modern Magic. A great effort there. I think you have to be, it's disappointing to get swept in that last set after all the work you did, but still, you push them to the brink, and you just frankly outplayed them in those two on their map pick in those 2 sets. And so, if you can turn that momentum into something here, they'll be in good position for their own pick, which is going to be, I believe, Night Market.
It is indeed Night Market, and that's a map where some carry performances can come through, but also a lot more speed centric, right? We are in the midst of one of the most over centralizing speed metas of all time, where speed is king on every map. Speed merchants are thriving at the moment, and Night Market is the map to do it on. We've seen a variety of midfielders, but I think Kai, now, even the Era could be focuses in this upcoming game.
Yeah, you see Sad Boys pick the Arrow a lot. Not a lot of other teams, but you could definitely see it here. And yeah, you've seen discussion all day in the Twitch chat about Chrono Boost, about speed in general being so strong, and Night Market can make anyone speedy with that middle, but especially if you have your own speed on top of that, yeah, it's just going to be ridiculous, and you can have some big carry performances. It'll be interesting if it's the same kind of midfielders. The Kai, the Now, I think would both be priority picks depending on the start, which I don't know if we have yet. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be all about speed. Also, one thing I noticed looking back, Leo Leon has played X for, I believe, 6 straight maps now, so we'll see if that continues or if he's allowed to be on any other pick. Um, but strong on this map, so it could happen again and be his 3rd straight series of playing only that character.
Wait, 6 straight maps?
I believe so.
Well, that's crazy. That guy's gotten X
Yeah,
for 6 straight. Like they've just locked in the X. They've been like, well, it works, and they've won all of those, right? Well, not all of them, but like they've won all of the series that they were in, right?
not they've won the series. Yeah, he
Yeah.
keeps getting X, and they keep winning. So maybe that'll change here, or maybe it'll continue.
Well, it looks like the X is left open once again. Return to form this time on blue side. They can just lock it in here. It's perfect form to start, like might as well. But midfield might be a priority here. Something like the Now could be a really strong pick coming off the board. But with Twin Drive, some goalie options open up as well.
Yeah, the melee goalies I think are all really strong with Twin Drive, also with perfect form. But return to form here takes the Rasmus, so Leo Leon finally might be off of that pick, and of course taking away from Carmine, who just dominated so many points in that last series. But yeah, I'm interested in what the goalie picks are going to look like.
But emphasis on might, because there's a very, very, very good chance this is actually Moffin's Rasmus goalie.
You're right. Yeah,
And that
definitely,
guy
because it's
plays
not a
a
Kazan
lot
goalie
on
start.
Night Market. Yeah. And also, it does
Yeah,
very, very good in denying away that Rasmus pick that we saw Carmine absolutely dominate on. And on the other side, Aimee and now, of course, a very, very solid all-around midfield pick, and we're going to see a repeat of the Aimee goalie performance. And there's the X again,
Sex again.
They know the formula. But Pensando has been performing excellently in every game that I've seen him in, I think, and no complaints about that performance. I think Modern Magic just need to find more consistent offense because they have a lot of the puzzle pieces of a solid team. It's just that there's just something missing when it comes to consistent offense. It's usually just Carmine 1v3ing, and eventually it doesn't work.
Yeah, and that's not to say that him and Zack Smack don't necessarily have synergy, but it just feels like the setups, there's never able to be much help for him other than him just going in there, hooking, doing whatever he can, especially on the Rasmus. But this time he's going to be on the Juliet, also a really strong pick for him. But not exactly what he's known for. But yeah, we'll see if they can find more consistency on that offense. I think they have, especially with the perfect form. I mean, both Aimee and Now really like perfect form and really like Twin Drive, so those will be some interesting choices. But Julie loves perfect form, and you find it here on really her map where she thrives.
Yeah, we'll see if the Era X combination in the forward duo will be able to do it for return to form. It's a bit of a return to form for Hook Resets, who was once an Era 1 trick way back in the day. Very, very known for that character even to this day. And we'll have to keep an eye on the NATOs, as this is really going to be, once again, a battle in the midfield on Night Market. We're loaded into game. This could be the last game of the night.
Yeah, it could be. Not too late of a night like we've had for some weeks. But yeah, Era is really interesting because you see so many people just wanting her to get buffed, saying she's weak. But especially on Night Market, you see her picked fairly often. And especially with the X, you know, it's not like 2023 Era Mako X where you have to pick the Mako with that. But Era X really strong here, and they're going to be able to get that speed from specifically Era, not have to necessarily pick it themselves. So I like both team comps here. I think they're both really strong with the Awakenings. And you do see the now for Pensando go for the Twin Drive, makes sense, but also going for the Momentum Boots, which you don't see as much these days.
Oh, yeah. The now goalie, actually. Oh, wow. I misjudged the draft completely. It was Zaxback, Aimi midfield. Pensando on this pick, I'm a little bit concerned, a little bit for the offense of Modern Magic, because a lot of the magic that they create is Pensando on those big Blinken plays on the Aimi or the Juno. And of course the Now can do that to some extent, but I think that's going to be a lot harder to get something like that done. And I think Leo and Hook are going to have a pretty good time versus the Now on the offensive end anyway. The corner offense comes through, the KO traded back by Carmine, but Leon still maintaining possession, a flick to the bottom side deflected by Carmine, but return to form. They're not hitting it forwards, they're maintaining possession.
Yeah, keeping possession, waiting for their Era to come in and speed them both up, perhaps. Leon has the speed now, but doesn't find anything with the Bell Ringer in that plan. Thwarted a little bit, but like you said, just so much they can do against a Now goalie, and a perfect pass up to Hook Resets, who was in the right spot, puts it in the corner, and a first point go to the side to return to form.
An especially festive lobby for the two goalies. Pensando already farmed the Now skin. That was pretty quick. Got it in time for NASL match day. Moffat, on the other hand, though, looking very confident as usual on the Rasmus goalie. Of course, losing a barrier there, but Carmine was just in his face, and not too much you can do while trying to maintain the flip. Zaxback, though, a player that hasn't had too much impact in this game so far. We'll really be watching to see if this Aimi can get it done, because the Sakai was basically the center point of the previous game.
Yeah, I know, really comfortable on that Aimi pick. Zaxback's kind of been now fully a starter, was kind of an interim starter, and I saw dominating on this pick in NASA for Flying Bloblos, who got a big win last week. So definitely confident on the pick, but yeah, so far not able to find much impact and not able to find the barrier there as they get it ahead to Leo.
Zaxback staying alive. Moffin on the backside waiting for overtime to strike, so these pendulum swings can be devastating. Clearing it out of the corner for now. The firewall sentry just cleared away from again and interrupted by the pendulum swing. Just enough speed to get past Pensando. Overtime Rasmus goalie is a bit of a threat.
Yeah, combination of the pauldrons, and right as it hit overtime, that pendulum swing came in. Pensando wasn't ready for that and doesn't have the reach of some other goalies, at least with the cooldowns they had available. Moff and Kui, unfortunate own barrier there, but they're ahead 2-0, and a great hook play there keeps their second barrier alive.
If they could put damage pressure onto Carmine, that could be a huge win condition here. The flip does splash damage, and Carmine's in a lot of trouble now with no evades to speak of. Bit of miscommunication. Doesn't quite finish off the kill, though, and Carmine's healed right back up to an unstaggered state. Hook resets, though, avoiding the dash punch, staying healthy, building up a flip, and return to form. They look so comfortable on Night Market.
Yeah, just completely controlling the pace of the game. With this Era, especially making great use of those speed boosts, the timings with them, and Carmine almost finding himself KO'd. He's been staggered the whole point, and now finally does at the hands of the energy of Hook Resets, and now we'll see if they can convert this. They've had such a consistent control, but not quite the second barrier yet, and Zaxback with some great defensive plays there to thwart it, but now they find it on the passing play.
An amazing passing play to send it around Pensando. The flip wasted as well, and Carmine's got to create some Carmine magic as the barrier does fall, but they don't maintain possession. It goes right back to the hands of Hook Resets. Trapped by Carmine to the top corner, but the Hook will catch the shot. Moffin with the good read, and now Carmine taking so much damage, almost staggered. Leon sends it around Pensando, who can't strike it in time. It's a 3-0 for return to form. It is tragedy for Modern Magic, as there were so many slip-ups in that set.
Yeah, so many slip ups. There you see the momentum boot's not up because Pensando had just gotten hit. And, you know, that's one of the things that I think you see strike shot on so many now goalies, and the momentum boots a few times just needed a little bit of extra reach and didn't find it. You will find the Monu on Pensando here, which is going to be really important. Not as much of a factor on goalie as it is in the midfield, but still important. But size going to the Rasmus goalie, really important. Not usually important on a goalie pick. And stacks on stacks going on Leo Leon with the perfect form is just a god build already.
My eyes are on Carmine. Well, in a Modern Magic matchup, they usually are, right? Because the action does happen when Carmine has the core. But with Adrenaline Rush, that is a winning condition that has been created for Modern Magic. And any KO could really achieve that. But so far, Return to Form has been very good at avoiding KOs, no matter what form, whether it be the Cyber Swipe or the Dash Punch. And once again, a great clear from Moffin. No hesitation to send it away. And with all this size available, Moffin has a very comfortable time striking against this Juliet.
Yeah, the makings of a win condition, but doesn't quite have the other awakenings to support that Adrenaline Rush quite yet. Perfect Form helps you get the cooldowns, but no power, no size, nothing like that. And so Hook Resets and Leo Leon definitely still have the advantage as far as awakenings in the forward here. Leo Leon uses it, but there we go, the first Adrenaline Rush proc of the game, and now they'll try to convert this power play.
Barrier finally goes down. A weird bounce as Hook Resets is going in for a flip play possibly, but an amazing glitch bot from Zack Smack, perfectly timed to beat out the pendulum swing. Modern Magic, that was a clean point and playing to that Adrenaline Rush quite well.
Yeah, if they can keep finding points like that, KOs like that, especially to turn the point around, that'll be what they need. We saw last game, neither team really able to consistently make the power plays happen, but with Adrenaline Rush, it's pretty hard to mess it up when you have those speeds, have those cooldowns. But a beautiful play off the NATO and a double barrier puts Return to Form in a great position to bounce right back.
And a really good hook, too, from Moffin. It didn't end up panning out, but taking the core out of the possession of Modern Magic and trying to rotate it to the other side was definitely a good idea here. Hook Resets once again, getting the core, setting up the NATO, trying to block off the bottom end as Carmine goes for a Hail Mary Dash Punch. Not quite connecting as Hook Resets and Leo now playing to the top corner, building up a lot of energy as Moffin has a flip as well, and Carmine is all out of the resource. It's an advantage for Modern Magic for a moment here, but Leo Leon burns the flip and an even bigger advantage for Modern Magic.
Yeah, but they still have to find a way to keep the ball on offense and take down that second barrier, and they just can't do it. Moffin Kui able to push so far ahead. Leo Leon finds himself low, but Carmine isn't really putting the pressure to get an Adrenaline Rush proc on him like he could. But now it's going to be hard for Leo Leon to stay alive, and he gets punched. This might be what they need, and if they can get it around Hook Resets and Moffin here, they'll find a second point the same way they found the first one.
They might, but it's looking difficult here. Good Pendulum Swing, good Bewitching Beam to send it away. They're making the saves for the moment, but the core speed's accelerating for Zack Smack in particular. Whiplash barely saves it in time from Moffin, and Return to Form have stabilized for the moment. It's still a difficult situation, though, as Carmine is lurking, but Leo Leon possession to the bottom side, finds the dribbles, but a good flip by Pensando will send it away. A lot of trouble here, but Moffin, so much size, can just reach around absolutely everybody. Carmine to the top side, though, gets the mix-up, kind of hides it in the terrain there. I think Moffin just wasn't thinking about that angle at all, but Carmine had so much patience on that play.
Yeah, you saw the size for Moffin be so important a lot of times in that point, but they're not quite enough. And so Return to Form, somehow it seems like they're ahead in a lot of these points, but it just takes one KO and the Adrenaline Rush can completely swing it around. But Carmine whiffs the flip there. That'll make it hard for another play like that to happen, but they're pressuring Hook Resets here as much as they can.
This Manu is doing a lot of work for Pensando too, because in situations where secondary is available, you don't have to interact, but when secondary is misplaced, that kind of thing occurs where both barriers fall so quickly. Moffin has flip available, Hook Resets playing dangerously near the edge, and Carmine picking up a power play. Hook Resets now in danger. No energy available for an evade at the moment. Could chain into a little bit more, but defense on the top side times out the Adrenaline Rush, and Return to Form survive.
Yeah, and the stacks going down for Leo Leon too makes it a lot harder to turn this set around. Back to zero, back to square one. But a great passing play up ahead and a reset from Leo Leon puts that in. What a flip from Moffenkui, who found a perfect pass to Leo Leon, who won the strike war with the reset up there. Great job there, but it's going to take a lot for Leo Leon to build these stacks back up and, you know, make use of that speed advantage that they have.
Definitely not going to be easy, especially when Zaxmac and Pensando play patiently. And Carmine is there converting on the barriers. This corner is locked down by Modern Magic. A lot of damage on Carmine, though. If they can find this KO, that could be huge. No fear of the Adrenaline Rush for a moment, but so much chip damage, and Hook Reset's got to watch out. No evasive available means that one dash punch could do it here. The chip damage from Zaxmac as well, as Hook just walks forward, knows that they cannot afford to miss position in this moment. Trying to find a defensive play or return to form, but the barrier will still fall.
Yeah, Moffin hooked that backwards, tried to get the strike in time, but couldn't quite. A little bit too much speed on that. And now the barriers are open. Carmine has a chance for the play here, but a great strike from Hook Resets gets it out of the punch. Moffin now being very careful, having to battle his own teammates, NATO, and Zaxmac with the flip gets it right past the timing of the secondary for Moffin, and it's all tied up here as Modern Magic. Fantastic set for them, and like you said, they found their win condition of that Adrenaline Rush.
And in this draft, new win conditions emerge, right? Well, adding on to the Adrenaline Rush win condition, some kind of additional power or survivability or speed, maybe even the stagger deny away, but team player is also incredibly important to keep the offensive pressure going from Modern Magic. 1-2 punch denied, but sparks are starting to be taken, perhaps a little bit more on the cooldown front, maybe some scaling later on, as Stagger Swagger is also going to do some work on Pensando. They've been barely missing a few of these cores, and that additional speed might be exactly what they need.
Yeah, a lot of speed now on the Now with momentum boots, with Twin Drive, and with Stagger Swagger. But I think a big thing in deciding the winner of this game, as a double barrier from Carmine there, a missed strike from Moffin. You see one spark on each brawler here. Whoever wins this next draft between those brawlers, or in general between the teams for who can deny, is going to be really important to stopping the scaling of the other brawler, as Carmine just bloodthirsty, continuing to look for KOs here and doesn't find it there, loses his flip, but they have both barriers down.
And with team player, you can afford to go for more of those plays because Zaxmac is shoring up the offense in terms of scoring, in terms of getting the core to the brawler. So, you know, might as well just go for a dash punch. Might as well go gambling and see if one of these will connect and will turn around the entire point. Moffin, dangerous spot, accidentally ends up unsaving it. That was an amazing clear to the top side, but the instinctive pendulum swing turned it into a horrible situation.
Yeah, like you said, he unsaved it. He had a beautiful play and then I think panicked a little bit, thought it might go in, hooked it back, and then the pendulum swing as well. Unfortunate situation there. And yeah, Zaxmac's second straight game finding team player, which is really important for them, but even more important, the Adrenaline Rush again for Carmine and another KO.
Not quite proccing it there, but the power play is immense here, especially because Leo just got caught off guard, right? Basically was in the middle of the lane, and then Zaxmac came in, Cyber Swipe, Glitch Pop, and a flip to just take him off the edge, and this time a Cyber Swipe will do it. Adrenaline Rush proc now for Carmine into 3v1, and Moffin's going to have to play like the rookie of the season if they're going to defend this one, and so far it's looking like it, but that's a barrier going down, a little too much to ask.
Yeah, but a great secondary there. Gets it around Pensando again, just not quite enough speed, no strike shot, nothing to do. But return to form, loses possession. They have it ahead now. Carmine has the flip, but doesn't quite get in range. Now looking ahead to Hook Resets, who's dangerously on the edge, but doesn't get KO'd. But Carmine wins the strike war against the pendulum swing, and it's a second point for Modern Magic.
Oh, it's so tough too. Return to form are doing what works usually for them, but Modern Magic, they're such an individualistic team, right? A lot of the plays are just individual outplays coming through, and I think that's throwing off Modern Magic return to form quite a bit, because that's not how teams mostly play. They mostly go for the passing lanes. They mostly go for the individual plays after they find those passing lanes, but with the goalie gone, maybe the team plays will come through for return to form.
Yeah, they're going to have to hold hands and play some defense here. But wow, great strikes there, and Leo Leon still hasn't used the flip, so they get Pensando back online with their barrier still up. But now Zaxmac getting pushed out of the play and looking to find a KO of their own is return to form.
Zaxmac in a lot of trouble, but healed up by Pensando. Carmine going for a double barrier conversion, only finds one as Pensando continues to defend. Barrier still stands thanks to a glitch pop by Zaxmack and a flip by Carmine to the other side, taking a barrier perfectly angled all the way around. Hook Reese's and Muffin a lot of energy to work with, but they're going to need to find some big interaction wins as Carmine goes for a dribbling play, goes for the mix-up. Not quite big enough to reach it that time, but this barrier still stands for Pensando.
Yeah, but only for about a second after you said that. Now Muffin sends it ahead with the core speed, has the core flip, just able to be so patient with all this size, covers so much of the lane as Hook resets, controlling that corner, and Leon gets the strike in. Return to form finds a point again, so they stop the bleeding a little bit, but they need to find 2 more to turn the set around and stop the scaling, and the KO scaling especially, that Modern Magic has found here.
Oh, and that angle really sucks if you're a Return to Form fan, but if you're a Modern Magic, you'll be happy about that one. Muffin trying to play a little bit more up. Needs to be very careful, though. But that's 2 barriers already down. A series of unfortunate bounces. An amazing NATO by Hook Resets trying to convert it all. Leon flip available to the top side, and we're at a 0.5 already. It feels like only moments ago, Return to Form were down 0-2.
Yeah, Zaxmack forced out of the goal because of the stagger there. Able to keep the full energy bar, which is a saving grace there, so they'll have it for 0.5, but it allowed Leon to have a perfect angle off that flip and find the second goal. And like you said, so quickly now we're tied after it felt like Modern Magic was in control.
Dangerous spot now for Modern Magic here. They want to create a lead. They want to be in the position that they were 2 points ago. But it's such a tough spot when so much energy is available, and the layered strikes are coming in to take both barriers. Both barriers down for Modern Magic, and Muffin with the flip. Leon showing no signs of dying anytime soon. And Muffin says no to the barrier loss, says no to a corner bounce, a perfectly lined up shot.
Yeah, what a hook. I don't know if he was trying to shoot that into the goal, but it worked nonetheless. They were playing the offense so well there, just setting up vertically with the midfielder and the goalie and controlling that speed gate, but then a missed strike almost led to disaster, and then somehow that hook put it in. So 3 straight there for Return to Form. Now they find themselves winner of the draft, and Muffin Kui gets the rapid fire, and importantly, only 1 spark showed up here, so it'll go to Julie.
Yeah, this is an interesting draft in terms of the Return to Form mindset, right? Because they get Catalyst, they get Castellast. They have a very strong draft overall, but if it goes to another set, that Juliet is a ticking time bomb. That is 3 sparks waiting to happen. Agility is inevitable, and they kind of want to win it here, if possible.
Yeah, they really put all their eggs into the basket of winning this set here. And with 3 straight points in the last set, you can't really blame them. But hopefully they don't do too much of that as Hook resets, finds his own barrier there. But the point remains even 1-1 on barriers.
Really, really good hooks coming out from Muffin, trying to stifle the offense of Modern Magic, doing so successfully. Leon taking a lot of chip damage, though. Needs to be careful in general because Zaxmack and Carmine are looking for any KO possible. The dash punch doesn't knock Hook resets off the edge, though. No adrenaline rush proc, and in these past few points, Return to Form have been very good at avoiding that win condition for Modern Magic.
Yeah, I think just making less mistakes because you have speed on Leo, you have speed on the Era, of course, and so really you should be able to run away from the Julie as much as you can and just not find yourself on the edge. A lot of flips go out here, and Muffin pendulum swing a little bit too early, so Carmine will steal that point back after a great play from Leo. And now we find ourselves, again, Modern Magic going ahead.
Modern Magic in the lead. They need to maintain it here, though. They need to be a little bit more consistent on the offense, but a dash punch might do the trick. Hook resets playing very scared because you should be scared. It's an adrenaline rush Julie, but a dash punch does go wide. Muffin does save both the barriers as well, and a passing play will rotate it to the other side of the world, but the barrier falls. Leon being chipped down low, and Return to Form need to be so careful here. It's a lose condition at the moment.
Yeah, like you said, Modern Magic just plays so individualistically, and it makes a lot of great plays happen, but Hook resets and Muffin are playing this defense so well, setting up vertically to each other and setting up a pass to Muffin like that, who's able to find the second barrier. Leo trying to keep the pressure on, but he does lose the core, and now we'll see if Carmine can turn it back around.
Dash punch not quite killing the X. Leon continuing to try and punch the core forwards. The play slows down due to an awkward strike, and Hook rotates it forward, finds the KO. Pensando doesn't read the bounce properly. Oh no, the corner on Night Market, the foe of many a goalie, and it's a tied set. And I think return to form, 2 goals away. They can feel it.
Yeah, and especially as long as X doesn't lose all these stacks, that's really the only thing that could put you in such a bad spot. But just need to keep playing their game. And like I was saying before that last point, Moffin and Hook Resets are just playing the defense so well, setting up to pass to each other, to both be able to transition into offense quickly. And that's what Modern Magic might need to do. They might need to just stop trying to make the hero plays, even though they've worked so well.
Leon strike reset with Hook resets on the top side, looking for the bull rush, not quite enough, but the pendulum swing, and NATO splitting the uprights, a flip in front of the goal, a KO found with the bewitching beam of all things, and 1 goal away, a return to form from a 2-0.
Yeah, and that would be 3 straight wins for them. 3-3 record, so close to getting into playoff contention. If they can find 1 more point here, that'll be just such a good run in this, middle part of the season for them, and help separate themselves from the gridlock we kind of have in the middle of the standings.
Not going to be easy though, but maybe it will. Moffin, a single strike to flex away the core flip from Carmine exactly when they needed it most. They're sending it away. They're finding the KO. Moffin going rookie of the season mode when return to form needed him most right now. And with Leon building a flip, it looks almost inevitable at this point, but they need to find 1 barrier first. Carmine defending quite well, and despite the power play, the total barrier count taken is 0.
Yeah, great job from Carmine, just being a pest in the midfield there and not letting them get it ahead. And yeah, Moffin just so much size, so much power, able to do anything that he wants this point. And Carmine looks to be dead, but not quite, somehow running across the lane and staying alive. So Modern Magic somehow staying in this point.
Both barriers still standing. 1 finally falls, but Modern Magic, both going down. Leon flip available. A great shot, but a great save by Moffin with the whiplash right around Carmine. Zach Smack trying to interrupt in the middle, but it's all Leon right now. So close to building up that core flip. Built it up here with the catalyst, but has to waste it in the fireball sentry into Flame Flurry. A strike reset to Pensando, a flip available. Does remember to use it. To the top side it goes, and Moffin not quite catching it, and return to form now. Now it's a Modern Magic with 1 goal away from continuing the game.
Yeah, and if they get that goal, they'll most likely get a 3rd spark onto Juliet. So return to form, like we said, it seemed inevitable, but all of a sudden it's really scary if they don't find it here. So they need to lock in for 1 more point. And Moffin, unfortunate misstrike on that last one, but if they can get this here, it won't matter at all.
Playing very well in the defense so far, earning a barrier, but 1 barrier going down thanks to Carmine's offense. Fireball Sentry looking incredibly frightful on the top side, and Leon needs to be so careful. A KO here could mean curtains on this set, could mean curtains on a good chance at taking this one, but Leo still surviving. Almost driving here as Carmine has to abandon the KO dreams for a moment. Really good bull rush as well to help defend. A bell ringer on the defense, and Moffin will be there to strike it away. Pendulum swing though, not quite enough, and Carmine's hands are good yet again as the goals opened up in the favor of Modern Magic.
Yeah, we'll see if they can keep control. Leo can't seem to find the 2nd barrier, and Carmine's pressuring the KO onto Hook Resets, but he's done a great job staying alive this entire set, continuing to do that. But these firewall sentries are just... Leo has had to use like 3 or 4 flips in a row just staying alive and not able to use them on offense. We'll see if they can get it to him here. And he does find that 2nd barrier. So now this could be it for return to form.
Leo looking for the dribble, looking for the bell ringer up the Hook Resets and return to form. 3 losses in the first 3 games of the season, 3 wins in the next 3. True to their name, they're on the path to playoffs.
Yeah, they set up the whole script for their season when they chose their name. I guess they did this on purpose. They knew they'd lose 3 and then they'd win 3. We'll see what the last few chapters of this book are, but a great last 3 weeks for return to form. They found a win over Sad Boys. They found a win today. That game almost got away from them, just like the first one did. Kind of the same pattern, but they just played fantastically, played together really well on defense, and just stopped getting KO'd quite as much by Carmine, and that just took away the win condition that they had found in the adrenaline rush.
Yeah, and Modern Magic, of course, a solid showing as ever, but again, amazing individual performances, but the team play did leave a little bit to be desired. And that's only really shown because the individual performances are so stellar, right? We see crazy flashy plays from Carmine, Zaxmac getting that KO from half the screen away, basically, and of course Pensando holding it down. But it feels like they're just missing the one thing in terms of synergy that could make them a playoff team, but for now they fall down to 2-4. Really difficult to make it to the playoffs from here, but not impossible.
Yeah, not impossible at all. I mean, even earlier today, I think before the EKC game, Bun Bun Bonanza was still in, and they have 0 wins. So definitely still possible for Modern Magic. They need to inject something into their game, possibly some magic to turn their season around. But return to form, just looking fantastic, playing so well together on defense. Like we said, just the team play aspect was so clear there. Of they were setting each other up, they were playing together. And yeah, great showing from them. And now their season is, kind of right back where you started. You're even, and now you can go into positive territory, get to 4-3, and we'll see how they close this out.
Well, that's all from us in terms of games for today. There's a post show up next. And that was it from me, Saya, the guy you see pretty often, and Weston, candidate for Rookie Caster of the season. We'll see you soon. Don't go anywhere. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the NASL broadcast. We're here with the post show. 3 of the winners from today: Drop Leto from the Bozo Bunch, Joker from Showtime, and Moffin from Return to Form. And first of all, while still fresh in our memory, Moffin, how does it feel to be back at an even record and return to form? 3 wins in the past 3 weeks.
It's pretty awesome. The first 3 weeks are kind of silly because you're still getting some things together.
Yeah, and you had a great performance as always, which is crazy to say. Like just saying as always and it being right. Like you've really been consistent so far this season, and I guess you have a pretty unique character pool, right? How is that like in terms of like how you think about the game? Like, you just go into a game thinking, oh, like this is a Rasmus angle. Oh, I'm gonna steal this guy's Rasmus, or what?
I feel like you know what I feel like it's like randomly picnic is on.
All right, and Joker, Showtime, taking down the undefeated Cosmic Calamity. Shianzu's back. How does that feel?
It feels good. Like, I'm always down to play midfield, you know me, man. But four is my home, bro, and it's good to have my guy back, feeding me the ball, so I can score some goals and do my job. And of course, Barcode holding it down as well. So yeah, it feels good, and we feel stronger than ever. So yeah,
And sitting at 4-2, a lot of teams in that spot at this point in the season. Wait, can I count? No, it's 4. 4 entire teams in that second place spot here. What are your thoughts going into the later weeks? Like, how do you think that will be shape up in like a very vague way?
I think it's gonna be pretty competitive for those winner side spots. We got to just take care of business. If we win 2 games, it's not, I don't even know if it's guaranteed if we win 2 of those games and get 6 wins. I think we got to like win 3 just to confirm it. And if we win 3, we can go 7-2, and maybe even get first seed depending on if Calm drops the game and we have a tiebreaker on them now. So yeah, that's the goal. So we're just gonna do what we can, win all the games we can, and try to get winner side for sure. And then first seed's an extra little bonus if like we have first seed, we can like win awards and stuff like that for that. So like MVP.
All right. Drop Leto, Bozo Bunch, also sitting at that 4-2 spot today. How'd you feel in those games against Bing?
I was feeling really confident today. After some little unfortunate scrims last night against someone that's actually on the talk here, we decided, what if we just drafted movement speed? And oh, whoop-de-doo, it's so strong right now. It's a little miserable actually if you're not picking haste, but once we figured it out, game's been feeling real nice and fresh to us.
Yeah, going in again on some of that movement speed talk. I guess what are some awakenings that you would like to see added or removed, perhaps?
Could we please remove Chrono Boost from the pool? It is so miserable, like watching Akai get Chrono Boost and Octavia get Chrono Boost, and now get, and even the haste critters, including Mako, by the way. I hate seeing that character get like haste in a net because that's like I can't do anything about that one either. But as long as one of them are gone, I could be happy. I don't care what's put in probably, as long as it's not tempo swing. Everything else is okay.
Any
No quick
thoughts on
strikes
that,
either, bro.
Joker?
No quick strikes either. That's my thoughts. I just want to see quick strikes in the pool. That game or the game just feels bad whenever it's in the pool, especially because Egoist and Catalyst, those 2 are in the pool right now as well. So I'd like to see some speed awakenings removed as well, just like how Drop is saying. I don't care really which ones. And yeah, as long as some speed gets removed, then I'm chilling.
And Muffin.
I feel like it's always sorry I didn't finish, but it's always like possible to get kills in like any meta, but right now you can just like run so fast it's like hard. So yeah, I'd rather there be stagger and then add more KO stuff with the stagger than just straight up speed, because how are you even supposed to hit anybody? But yeah, my bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, and Muffin actually in a bit of a reverse perspective, right? Because you're the one who has to deal with all the speed as a goalie. So what are your thoughts?
I might keep clearing into the enemies. I don't. It's kind of an issue when I go up against speed.
All right. Well, starting with Drop. Anyone you want to shout out? Anything you want to say before we end the broadcast?
No super real shout outs today. Shout out to Breads for making the single calm in game 1 that made us start winning. Guys, could you start playing mid more often? Yeah, sure. And boom, instantly just like that, things were going nice smooth sailing from there. And of course, Grant for also performing as he always does.
All right, Joker.
I mean, of course, shout out my teammates. Always gotta shout them out. Shout out to people who help us warm up. Shout out to the subs who filled in while Jonesy was gone. I mean, shout out to every NASL player, bro. Like, it's always fun competing against you guys. Calm was shout out to you guys as well. It was like fun playing against you guys. And yeah, shout out to Best Scene Slot for hosting. I always gotta shout you guys out. I'm grateful.
All right, Muffin. Any last words?
I got pulled here. I don't know. I'd like to shout out my team. They're pretty awesome. I love playing with them. And the people we warmed up with helped a lot.
Right, and with that, thanks for watching NASL as always. We have a bit of a break coming up, thankfully. So NASL will be back in a little bit, not next week. I didn't check the schedule. I should have checked the schedule. Anyway,
It's like 3 weeks, I think.
Like 3
11th.
weeks? Oh,
Yeah.
Oh wow.
No New Year's. No New Year's.
Year. Oh, we have such a long break. I'm so happy. OSAS and ISS also ended.
Nice to see you guys in 2025, man.
Yeah, see you guys.
Happy holidays.
Oh, NASA's still tomorrow, but like, it's actually one best of 5 apparently because everyone else rescheduled, which is crazy.
Sounds about right.
So see you tomorrow, I guess. Goodbye.